Yeah. So how to get an element at 0th index and first index? Feb dot get off 0 plus feb dot get off 1. Perfect. So we always get only these two numbers, feb of 0 and feb of 1. So what should do? I minus 1. Right? So I got a new Fibonacci number. So what should I do? So I'll say this new feb num. Okay. So list dot add of new feb num. Done? And return the list finally. So the object is, I'm checking whether you are sleeping or you are live. So you have to say feb, right? Done? Compile it. Share itself. You got an error. What is that error? A error of I equals to item. There is no error of I equals to item in list class. So go with the list class now. Where is this? This one. Where is that?
ARR is not an
Oh, here.
So what is the list name?
Hold. ARR of equals to item. This is not ARR. List of I. Close this. Now here. Compile it. Success, right? Now go with the command prompt. Shankar MSIT 2018 / module. Oh, Lera. Okay. CD space mod. Okay. CSPP2 / module 9 / assignment 1. And that's it. You got it, right? Yes or no? Now directly compile it, execute it. Okay, we'll use the eval space feb, and that's it. Oh, file not found. What happened? .java. Passed. Yes. Oh shit. What happened?
We have just limited the size of the 10.
How do you know this? Because it is clearly saying array index out of bounds exception 10, which means it was able to only store 10 values, not more than that. But they have given it something like 15, 20, 25, 30, and we don't know. So we'll go with the. So they have clearly told you, look for the hint.txt if some of the test cases fail. So you are not looking at it. So look at it. If they clearly specify, remember, if they clearly specify, definitely your test cases will fail. So go with the hint.txt. Right? No. Okay, I'm not able to see. So I'll copy and paste it here. So this hint is useful if you're getting index out of bounds for some test cases. Read the commands related to overloaded constructor in list.java. Okay, so what should do? So you have to overload the constructor. That's what, right? So go with the list.java. Take this file. Okay, but so are there any overloaded constructors here? Overloaded constructors in the sense this is a default constructor. So here they have given a comment. So overloaded constructor with list capacity as argument. So you have to specify. Yes. So the default constructor sets the list capacity to none. Of course, they are clearly saying the default constructor specifies the list capacity as 10. So adding an item when the list size is 10 raises an exception. That's a problem. So there will be some clients of the ADT that will require the list to contain n elements, which is known at the time of creating the list. So according to the test cases that we have, we clearly know that there will be. So what is the first test case? You have to generate 5 Fibonacci numbers. What is the second one? You have to generate 10 Fibonacci numbers and 15 or 20. So you know how many Fibonacci numbers that you are going to generate. Yes or no? So for that, write a constructor. So public
List.
No.
The constructor
List of
name,
int
capacity. And we asked to give
initial capacity. I'll say initial capacity or capacity. You can say both. Both are okay. Okay. So list equals to new int of initial capacity, right? So I have to say size equals to 0. Done. So let's try compile it here itself, not a
But we
problem.
have to give the passive parameter in the Fibonacci. When we go to the Fibonacci
Oh right,
functions.
you're perfect because we
List of
while creating the we
n.
have overloaded the constructor, but I didn't make any change here. So specify n here, right? Yes or no? Done. Okay, done. Now compile it, execute it. Fibonacci.java. Passed. Yes, got it. What are those errors? Check style errors, right? So you need to give a
Less
space
than equal to should have spaces before and after.
here.
Equal and after semicolon we have okay.
Where?
Minus 2 also we have to give spaces.
Oh, you are all familiar with check style, I think.
So for also
For fur, I made it here.
Yes.
Good. What about list?
And we have to give intent. And there is no errors in the case.
What about add all?
equal to so we need to
I is
equal
0.
to
I less than.
I less than arrow dot length, etc. Done. And what about the others? Count.
So final inter. It's not needed to change in this Java.
Because we are not checking it, right? So I'll escalate the same to Provincer so that whatever the classes that you are using,
So
it makes sure.
after the close bracket, no space.
Where?
I minus 24. Before I, there is no need of space.
Here.
Before I.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I less than. Count plus equal to 1.
Here also I have to give space, right?
no sir. No sir.
Done? Finished? Okay.
It's not checking. If it checks, you have to send the parameters also as well.
Where?
Final int capacity, final int item.
Yes, right? Final. Done? Final int item. So for the timing, if we change, you will get more. So what we do is, we'll check for this.
It's final int item.
Final int n, right? And that's it?
Final string of
Final string?
main.
Oh, here, main.
Give a default constructor.
Give a default constructor because there is no constructor, so you have to give a default constructor. Very good.
Private.
Private Fibonacci of.
Some dot string.
So for the timing, I don't want to do anything, so keep it simple. Yeah. For 2, do you need to make any magic number?
No need, sir.
No need.
2 will come.
2 will come.
More than
Okay.
2 will come.
Very good. Let's try and hope the best. There will be no errors.
Maybe you have this lining spaces.
So many are there.
7 years.
File doesn't end with a new line.
At the
Oh.
end, have to give
Class Fibonacci should be declared as final.
final
Okay.
class.
Missing Java comment at line number 20. Let's see that first of all.
Now we have written
Oh, it's there, right?
So dot
before public we have to give
No, this should be Java comment. And this should be
final.
public final class Fibonacci. And what else?
File doesn't end with a new line.
Okay, achedam. Unused Java tag. Where? At line number 24. Oh, it is catching. It's a private constructor. Next, missing a Java comment at line number 37. This should be
Before
done. So file contains tab characters. This is the first instance, etc. Missing a Java command at line number 48. Oh, for the main. Right?
after 2 stars you need to give dot.
Where? After description? No, I think. No, not required. Not required. Finished?
Last segment. No need of those many selected.
Sir, we should take up.
Again we'll get an error like this.
Sir, అది కాదు సార్ నోట్ మొత్తం తీసేసి నోట్ ప్యాడ్ కలిసి
Hey.
No need. Just give an and that's it.
దీన్ని చేస్తారు ఆ లాస్ట్
Man purpose
సార్ రిమైండ్ చేయండి మళ్ళీ సార్
Okay, let's try. I want to check. Oh shit.
తుమ్మే ఆఫ్ యాడ్స్
Control A, convert.
లాస్ట్ అని ఎలా వచ్చేసి
4 only, right?
Control A,
Control A,
convert to spaces.
convert to spaces. Perfect. ఇంకేమన్నా చూడండి ఒకసారి. Unused Java tag at line number 24. Why I'm getting this Java tag at line number 24 here only. It's a private constructor.
There is no need to write at the rate return.
Yeah,
Actually,
because
this is not here.
nothing there, right? Perfect.
Expected.
At return tag for line number 37.
So they are returning a list now. So they, before public, if you give enter, you will get that.
Before?
Before public,
Uh,
forward slash star star enter you give sir. Then you will get that star star. After that.
no.
you
Okay,
get
before
that at the
public?
rate-
Slash?
star star enter. Their return will be that is the
Okay. So, generates a sub list. I don't want to write much. And number of web members. Return list of Fibonacci numbers. What I thought is you're saying slash star star, right? I thought of automatically it generates for the above one,
No.
but no, right? Done. Anything else? The rate return is there, so hope. Congratulations. Now go with the second one. What is the second one? Assignment 2. So we'll close this editor. So list.java. So before we see the second assignment, we'll see the description. Yes or no? So what the description says. A client program called mysteriousClient.class is using your list.java. So do you care about it? Are you scared about it? No. Very good. So it is using the new overloaded constructor with the capacity to create the list object. So you have overloaded the constructor, right? So it is using it. Okay. However, when the mysterious client is executed, it displays an error message. This could be because an indefinite number of items are being added to the list. For this problem, by updating list.java to dynamically resize the list to a new capacity when the array is full. They have clearly specified, right? When the array is full, what do you have to try to do?
Resize.
You have to resize the array by
Double.
double the size of the
Old end.
old array. So then you are done. So let's go with the what? Let's go with the resize now.
147. 735.
So the solution is there in the assignment 2 for overloaded constructor. You did copy paste? You are cheating, remember.
Sir, I have identified it. That is the one.
Okay,
You just
good. So here if you observe the comments, so resize the list. from line number 117. Resize the list. Sometimes the clients of the ADT won't know the expected list capacity. Earlier, we know how many numbers that we are going to keep it, but now we don't know how many numbers that we are going to keep it because it's dynamically changing it. Okay, so to solve this, the list has to grow dynamically. When the maximum capacity is reached and there is no room to add items, so how do we dynamically resize the list? So Java doesn't support resize of an array. Here are some of the options. Option 1, you can use java.lang.system.array_copy. That is one option. The other option is use java.util.arrays.copyof methods which returns a bigger array with the contents of the original array. So there is some magic happening, so don't worry about it. By default, it creates a new array by keeping all the old array elements but with a bigger size. Earlier, say for example, if your array length is 10, I mean to say your array can hold only 10 values. Now if you use java.util.arrays.copyof, then it creates a new array with bigger size by keeping all the original array elements or old array elements. So it is all doing it for you. So you don't bother about it, how the resize is going to happen. Yes or no? So what should do? Okay, write a method first of all. Can I say public void resize of, and that's it, right? So what should I do here? List equals to list only, right? Yes. List equals to arrays dot copy of list comma size into 2. Done. Of course, I am doubling the size of the array now. Now, if you observe carefully, the first parameter and second parameter of copy of, the first parameter indicates the old list or new list, or it's a list name. Okay. The second parameter indicates the new size. Okay. The second parameter indicates the new size. Now, what happens? It copies the old elements. It copies the elements of the old array and keep it in the new list, and it creates a list, keeps all the elements, double the size, and then step by step. If you see, first it creates a list with a new size and keep all the old elements of the old array, and then returns the new array. So that's all happening. So this is all a magic, so don't worry about it. So this is a simple one. Okay.
You have to give a new name of the array name.
So here actually, okay, this is an old array name.
List is a
Okay, hold on. So don't get confused. So what we'll say is arrays.copyof kada. Copy of. See here. What is our copy of, right? So copy is the specified array, if you observe carefully, or if you feel this is tough, hold on. Where is the cursor? Okay. Now read this. Copy is a specified array, truncating or padding with zeros if necessary. So the copy has a specified length. What is the specified length?
the new length.
This is the new length. This is the original array. Original array in the sense?
The old array.
The old array. And it creates an old, it takes an old array, it creates a new size, it creates an array, it creates a new array with a bigger size, and then returns that new array by keeping the old elements of the old array. Done? So that's all about. Okay. So we have read up to this option 2, right? Now to do, there are some more points that you have to do. So create a method called resize. Resize, you should create a new array. Remember, whenever they say clearly, create a method called resize, the name should be the same. Otherwise, some of the test cases may fail. We also might check whether your function name or a method name is the same that we have given to you or not. Okay, right. So double the size of the old array. Then copy the contents of the old array to the new one. So this is all done. When should the resize method be invoked and from where? When we have to invoke this resize method? When it reaches the capacity of the array or size of the array. Okay, or length of the array, say for example. Yes or no? Okay, so for example, just go to the add here only, right?
Yes.
So if size equals to, what should I say? List dot length. Then resize off. Done. Done. So what do you mean by length and what do you mean by size? Size is the number of elements in the array presently, right? What is the list dot length? Length of the entire array. Okay, because what I mean to say is the size indicates currently it holds the number of elements. The length is the overall capacity of the array. Yeah, both are different because you might declare the array with the length 10, but you might store only 4 or 5 or 6 elements. So size is nothing but 4 or 5 or 6, but length is 10. So done? Are we done? No? Done? I think. Done, I think. So when the size reaches the length of the array, call the resize and then keep on adding it again.
Should the resize be public method or private?
Okay, there are some more things. Of course, we have called the resize method now. Okay, now there are some more. Should the resize be public method or a private method?
It should be public.
It should be public. Okay. Should the resize method return any values? Not required. You know enough of object-oriented programming to answer these questions, right? But why we need to make the method resize as public? You all have to answer it.
Using it in another method also.
The private methods also can be used in other methods of the same class.
But those methods, then we can use it as private.
We can use it as a private.
Because
So
it's the
remember,
same class.
this is a helper function. Whatever the helper functions are there, you can declare it as a private, not to be declared as public, because the client doesn't require to know what resize is. Okay, so private, make it as a private. Got it or not? The client doesn't require to know about the private methods, or he doesn't require to know about the resizing of arrays.
Some when we call when the primary client doesn't need resize.
Something like that, yeah. The client doesn't require to know whether the ATM machine is dispensing the cash, how it is dispensing the cash, but you're getting it, enjoy it. That's it. Don't bother about how it is dispensing the cash, right? Okay, got it? So resize is done. So let's go. Come on. So cd cd space assignment 2. So Java C star.java indicated. Don't worry. Oh, list equals to arrays.copy of.
Java.arrays.
Yeah. Why you didn't say earlier?
Then only given us
Util dot arrays, right? Now compile it. You can also say like this, Java C start.java. Okay, or you can also say list.java. Anything is okay. Start.java in the sense all the files will be compiled which are related to which has an extension .java. Okay, that's what. Nothing more.
Java.
So Java, mysterious, mysterious client executed. Yeah, list.dd works like a charm. Enjoy it. Yes or no? Now, today we got one more mail which is related to I think I have already downloaded it, so let me check. Oh, not there. So what I will do is let me download this file. This is one more .class file. So what he's trying to say here, download the attachment. Please use the updated mysterious client to test your program. Good job. If your listed works. Otherwise, there might be a problem. So take this file, keep the read here. Do you want to keep the both files or not? No, I don't want to keep both. I just want to replace it. Waiting whether it works or not. Hey, hold on. I did a mistake, I think so.
So where is the mysterious client file?
Yeah, before that, so after you've done the resize, I have to say it should go in an if else condition, right? It should go in an if else condition, right? Yes or no? Why? Why it should go in an if else condition?
Should we give a class?
Huh? Why it
For
should
add,
go
we have to give if else condition.
for add? Huh.
Your question is
Why we have to keep
if else?
if else?
I mean, if we want only 10 size, it can add
If only the size is not there, we have to add the
three
size.
size.
If the size is there, we can directly add the element.
So not required to keep else or something else, right?
Just keep
Okay.
the
Just keep it.
indentation, remove the else and
Not required. I mean to say the function indicates the add of int item. Before I add an item to the list, I'm checking whether I have a room for it or not. If I have a room for it, I have to add it. If I don't have a room for it, I have to go for resize. Resize it and then add the element. Yes or no? Resize it and then add the element. That's what is required here. Okay. Now first compile list.java because I have changed it and I want to make sure that the list.class should be updated. So Java mysterious. This is the file that I got a mail from Praveen Zir. So let's execute it. So my listed is working fine.
this is the advanced. We have to start.
Understood? Got it? Any questions? No, right? Okay. So before I close this, what I want to make sure is in the assignment 1, we have clearly written what is that? Add methods, right? Int array. What about this here? If you observe carefully, what is the initial capacity of your 10, right? Say for example, if I'm trying to pass 100 elements in the parameter ARR, what happens? This might fail, right? This might fail. So you have to go for resize. Yes or no? So before you add off each element here, while you're calling add of ARR of 5, then in the add method, you have to clearly check. Whether if size is greater than or if size equals to
Let's start there.
list.length. So initially I don't know resize. Say for example, okay. Now what I'll say, println no space to add an element and close. Okay, and return it.
Then we have to change.
And return it, but don't return anything from that. Okay. Okay. So compile it. No errors. Perfect, right? So for the time being, I'm clearly saying that if there is no room, I'm simply specifying that there is no space to add an element and return it. So I'm not going to return anything, right? Even though you pass, my array size is only 10 for the time being. I mean to say my list size is going to be only 10 for the time being. But I have passed 100 elements to this add all or add method, which has a parameter ARR. ARR is nothing but an array. Understood or not? So you also have to check that condition. Otherwise, you will get an exception, array index out of bounds exception. Understood or not?
Yes.
So this is all about. The next one.
I have a doubt.
Hmm.
When we are doing add of array, int array, in the main function we are calling
In the main function, you have to call accordingly. In the main function, how you call?
L dot add of
It's not given. So what you do is case
add.
add all. Yeah.
But the name was add.
Hold on. What should I say? This one, right?
L dot add of.
L dot add of integer dot parse int of. This is not wrong. So you have to get all the elements, right? Otherwise you won't get it. Yes or no?
Tokens you have
So
to
tokens,
take
you have
in
to get all the tokens and pass ARR here. Yes or no? So what should do here? For int I equals to 0, I less than, what is that? How you are splitting it? Hey,
Okay,
check clearly
with
here.
space we are taking.
With the space you are splitting it. Yes or no? So that you will get two tokens. One is add all and the other one is the rest of all the elements. Do you have a test case like this?
We gave the for loop and
You gave the for loop and executed it. Okay.
there's no test case for this.
There is no test cases related to this, right?
Random.
Do you got it or not?
Yeah, because
You got the test cases for add all?
we did not get the test cases, but when we
Okay.
executed it, we got the answer.
So what I will do is, say for example, hello all, just look at here. So what I try to do is add all space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It will be an input mismatch.
There are two things here if you observe carefully. One is the method name followed by the number of elements. Okay, if you see the method name add all followed by space and the other one is list of elements separated by commas. Say for example, if my test case is like this, if I split based on space, so how many tokens I will get? 2 tokens, right? So what are the 2 tokens? Add all and 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes or no? Now I have to split this token based on comma so that I will get all the values. Yes or no? So if you split based on comma, what do you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes or no? But if you split based on comma, what all you'll get? You'll get all the strings, but you have to convert to integers. So that's what. Let's do it. I less than, what should I say? Tokens of 1 dot length. Tokens of, okay, hold on.
Length minus 1 we have.
First of all, I have to take this as string array because I'm string of, okay, string of ARR2 under, okay, equals to tokens of 1 dot split of comma, that's it, okay.
We can also give new string of tokens dot length minus 1.
What is that?
We can also give string of array2 is equal to new string of tokens dot length of minus 1.
Not required. This is okay.
Just with the array
Array length, but you have to split it, right? Otherwise, how do you get the
we
length?
have to split it with space.
Space, not comma.
Anyway, no, for giving input, we can anyways divide with space also.
How is your input initially? This is your input.
Add all space 1 space 2 space 3 we gave, sir. Anyway,
Okay.
we are splitting the tokens, no, sir. Why to give again?
No, what I'm trying to say here is, hold on. If my input is like this, I'm trying to say. If your input is not like this, so what Gayatri is saying is, add all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No need to split again, sir. Anyway, we are
No need to
having-
split again. Of course, from tokens of 1 to the length of the tokens, you'll have all the elements. Okay, that's what she meant to say. So, whatever it is, you can take. But I'm taking it as a comma, say for the timing, okay? To understand better or to understand more, okay? Now what I have to say? ARR2. Okay. I have to create an integer array again. I think
String
int of ARR3 equals to new int of ARR2 dot length. Why? Why I have to create like this?
because until that length we are
Yeah.
assigning the values.
ARR2 contains all the values which are separated with commas. Yeah.
Till length.
ఇది పక్కన పెట్టేసేయండి. Say for example, if you take this. So I have split based on space. అప్పుడు ఏమొస్తుంది? You'll get two tokens. The first token is add all and the second token is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you split based on comma, how many values you'll get? 6 values. Yes or no? Yes. So I have to create an integer array with 6 length. So how do I get the 6 length? Because I'm splitting based on comma. So I know I'll get 6 length. Okay, that's what. So now what I have to do? ARR 3 of I equals to integer dot parse int of ARR2 of I.
No, tokens.
ARR2 of I. That's it. Done. Okay. So this is one way of doing it. If the input is given as like this. Okay. Okay. Got it or not? If not, say for example, add all of, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say for example, if I have given like this. So if you split based on space, how many tokens you'll get? Add all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tokens are there. So then what do you have to do? This is not required then. This is not required. Ignore it. So here this is going to be
Tokens.
tokens dot
Length of minus 1.
length minus 1. Why I have to say length minus 1?
That's
Because the first token is add all. I have to ignore it. Not required to take it. Okay. So the remaining are all going to be. Now I have to say tokens of I. Now I have to say tokens of I.
No, sir, tokens of I plus 1.
Tokens of
I plus 1.
perfect. Tokens of I plus 1. Why?
Because at the 0th index.
At the 0th index there is no.
Add all.
Of course, at the 0 index you have add all. The first index you have 1. The second index you have the first index, of course. Okay. Hold on. This is 0th index. This is first index. This is second index. This is third index, right? This is fourth index. This is fifth index, and this is sixth index. So I have to ignore 0th index because the 0th index contains add all. So I have to move from first index. So in order to move from first index, I have to say I plus 1. This is one way of doing it, or you can say directly initialize to 1.
Then array 3 of 0 will be null.
Array of.
Array 3 of 1 will be 0 will be null.
So here what you'll get array 3 of.
0, no value will be array null.
If you start I from 1, you'll get array of 1, array of 3 of 1. So you have to say I minus 1.
Anything I
Either ways you can use it. Either ways you can use it. Got it? Yeah. So shall we write a test case and check whether it is working fine or not?
Suppose array 3 dot
Array?
3. I is less than array 3 dot.
No, this is tokens dot length, right?
Minus 1.
Where?
It is less than you give.
No, it's correct only. Don't worry, it's correct.
No, sir, you have some error.
Don't get confused. I'll start from and I'll say up to 1, I plus 1.
Here, say, when we trace I will be 0 no, sir. When it comes to array, if we are having 3 elements, when it comes to 3, less than I will be less than 3. And 3 plus 1 we are
6,
not
7,
having
you're
any
right.
array.
You're right.
So I minus
You're
1
right.
we have to get.
So here, what is the last index that you have? Index 6. So you have to say minus 1. Then only you'll get the perfect values. Otherwise, you'll get an array index out of bounds exception, right? Because when it becomes 6, when it becomes 5, 5 less than 6, which is true. So it keeps on. When it becomes 6, 6 less than 6, which fails and closes it. Yeah?
Sure. Very fast. If we trace it on paper, we'll get the answers.
Is it required really?
Yes, sir.
Tokens.length minus 1?
So if you just compile it without giving -1, you'll get an
So-
exception. Morning I have given.
Okay, right, perfect. So got it? Any questions? How the discussion going on? So this is all about. So shall we test this with some of the test cases? So what I will do here is
You do not add the table.
just a minute. Okay. What is the error?
For loop, we have to add the table.
Oh, that's what you have to do. L dot add of ARR3. Otherwise it won't add. Okay.
Then you give break also, else we'll get that next time.
There is nothing, so not a problem.
We have given.
Okay.
You have to initialize count also in the main method. You have to try to trace
Okay, you
count
want to
and
write a
add
count
one.
also, na?
Case count and
Case
case added.
Count.
Element. System.out.println.
L dot count of integer dot
percent
parse int of
token
tokens of 1. This is all about the count. Break. Case add of
it. No, sir. Already we gave add.
add only.
The name will be add. So L dot add of. Here L dot count we gave. So they will be doing.
So
the
this should be add
at.
at add at index.
Yes.
Okay. So this should be L dot add of integer dot parse int of
tokens of 1.
tokens of 1.
In that index,
Comma.
you have to give this second one.
Oh, not this here. Comma integer dot parse int of tokens of
0.
2
0.
and break it. Right? Now,
Again, I have to change it.
that's it. This is all about add it. Okay? Why? Because add it takes two parameters. L dot add. Oh, L dot add. Because L dot add, if you see, okay, how many parameters you're passing it here for this add method? 2 parameters. So it will execute the add method which has 2 parameters. So what happens here? Go here. This is an add method which contains only 1 parameter. So is it executes? No, obviously. Is it executes? This is an array. This is an add method which contains an array. So it doesn't execute. What is the other one? This one. This contains 2 parameters. So this executes. And what are the 2 parameters that you're passing from? Two integers. It's irrespective whether it is an item or an index or something else. But 2 integers. So is this add method matching with the type of parameters? Yes. So it executes automatically, right? So here also, can you expect, will it throws any exception? Of course, right? If size equals to list dot length. So what do you have to say? No space to add an element. So return it. If you don't say return, what happens? It start executing the for loop and etc. Right? There is of no use. It completes the method. There is of no use. So you have to say return. If you have no space to add an item or an element. Okay, now shall we try java c list.java. So where is this method? Right click, reveal in finder. Okay, it's there. So I'll add one test case here. Oh, what is this? This is a different one, Fibonacci. Yes or no? So I need to have a special file here. So what I'll do is I'll create, say, add all 1, 2. How I have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add 7. Print. What are all the test cases that you have? Count 5. Count 4. So add 4. Count 4. What are the others that you have? Print. Say add 4, right? Print. Add it of 2 comma, so 2 3. Yes, and that's it for the time being. Okay, now I would like to say this as input 001.txt. say I'm storing it where? Here. So ls, so input, okay, it's in assignment 1, I think. So cd space assignment 1 ls, yeah, input 001.txt. now say first compile it, list.java, java list greater less than input 001.txt. so working fine. First day only, add all of 1 2 3 4 5 6, add 7. So how many elements I have added? How many elements I have added? 7, including the second line of the input. 7 elements. So I got 7. So print and 7 ochindandi. What about the remaining? What about the remaining? There was a problem with the add method. I think it's better you cross check. Okay. But you got the output, but I didn't get the output, which means I have a problem with the list entity here. No? Yes? No? Yes? What I'm trying to say here, add all, l.add of integer dot, no, this is add all, this is add all. So arr 3 equals to tokens dot length of, okay, what I will try to do is, let's reduce some numbers here. Yeah, now try to execute it. 70741. What do you mean by this? I think there was a problem with the add all. Oh, this should be capital, not small. How it get executed? Oh, compile the java c list.java. Yes, got it. Done. Now can you check with the input and output? So add all of 1 2 3 and then add 7. So 1 2 3 7 will be added to the list. So I'm printing it. So I got 1 2 3 7. Now count of 4. Do you have 4? No. So you got 0. Now add 4. You have added 4. Now you are saying print 1 2 3 7 4, which is there. So now count of 4, which is there. So the count of 4 is 1. Now add it of 2 comma 3. Is it there? Add it. We did not print it. Okay, say print. So 1 2 3 2 7 4. Is it correct? 2 comma 3 in the sense 2 is the element and 3 is the index. Is it correct? Oh, int item and int index. So first one is the item and second one is the index. So at third index I'm adding 2. 0 1 2. Is it correct? Done. So working fine. So but if you try to add more elements, then you might get an error saying that, say for example, add all of, say again, 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, then no space to add an element, so it returns by default, right? Okay, good. Go ahead. So